Can we speak about your other favourite manager, Pete?
Emery.
Oscar, take it away. Oscar, take it away at Old Trafford. Where
Oscar.
this is Oscar's lover boy. This is Oscar's friggin' favourite over here. So let him defend this Unai Emery stuff. You saw Aston Villa play at Manchester United. We'll get to Robin. Obviously, we're talking about all things Man United, but let's talk about Aston Villa. Robin wants to send it to me. I'm going to give you a through ball and send that to you, bro. If you're one-on-one with a keeper, off you go.
Right? What? Like United beat Aston Villa? I don't really understand what the problem is. Look,
we're not going to address that. Villa have one win in 5. We're not going to address that.
First of all, let's just talk about the state of play. Yeah. Manchester United players have done nothing all week. All right, you want to talk about people at the beach? They have inset days. They're not even turning up to training because they got nothing to do. Yeah, Villa had an important European tie on Thursday night and they won. All right, so of all the English teams that couldn't get the job done in midweek, Aston Villa did their due. So let's have that context in there. Yeah, let's have that context in there. And then they had the unfortunate task of going up to Old Trafford under a Man United side that has some threat. Robin, I'll let you talk about your United.
But on Villa, the closest issue.
Oscar didn't say anything, you know.
Oscar said absolutely nothing. He said absolutely nothing.
The only English side that won in Europe.
It's okay. He said absolutely nothing.
The issue with what you've done right there, is you almost set them up. This is more of like a future thing, because if they don't win Europa, this free fall that they're on in the league is going to be interesting.
You know what, though, Lola? I don't think you see how we look at the Conference League, and like every British team has, Premier League team has to win that competition, and Palace are doing what they can to not win it. By the way,
this is not me saying that they have to win Europa. My point is the trajectory of how they're playing in the league means if they want to be back in Champions League, it's looking like they're going to be
suggested to get the league.
Champions. Yeah. Okay. I mean, I don't think they'll win the Europa League, unfortunately.
But still, Emery annoying enough, so you never know.
Look, I think if they fall from grace and drop out of the top 5, it will be a very disappointing end to the season.
By the way, can we scratch this 5? By the way, England are not going to get the 5th place.
They will.
I think they will. Unfortunately,
first of all, Palace are not giving us any hand, right?
You know why? Because of the coefficient. We've done too well. They said literally they only need one English team to go through into the quarterfinal, and it's done.
What, one team to go English team to go through to the quarterfinal?
Yes, and that's it.
It's like 9 of them.
The only reason the rest of us get a 5th space is because
it's feasible that we all go out this week.
No.
I'm saying it's feasible. I'm saying it's feasible.
Adrian, do you see what Arsenal fans do? They're like John Cena. They make every tie out to be this massive opponent. Like we could go out. You're not going out. You're beating Feyenoord.
It's fine, but it's not Feyenoord.
It's the fact that he thinks we're playing Feyenoord. It says it all.
Feyenoord.
The
what country are Feyenoord in, Oscar?
Arsenal fans are doing this in their We were proving it in the last game when Arsenal fans weren't getting all gassed about it, saying we know ourselves in Europe, and we drew away and we're horrendous. So
we were lucky to draw.
Give the
man. If you don't beat Feyenoord or Leverkusen, we're cooking you.
I didn't say the cooking is not allowed. I'm saying there's a reason why we are talking like it's not a foregone conclusion.
It is a foregone conclusion.
Clap for yourself. Continue.
But yeah, let's talk about
what's the bigger collapse before we get onto Man United. What's the bigger collapse, Villa this season or Leicester in 1920 under Rodgers?
It's not Leicester.
It's obviously
the Leicester one was bad. They've done it 2 years in the trot.
Because they done it 2 years in the trot, and Man United
and they were second at this stage that year. They were second at the moment.
Lest we forget, like Villa like have been in the Champions League. And when you look at their midfield, when you look at Villa's midfield, when was the last time you saw John McGinn kick a ball? When was the last time you saw Yuri Tillemans kick a ball?
Huh? He played on Saturday. Sunday, no?
Who?
I'm pretty sure McGinn came off, no?
Came on or off? Robin, tell me.
I think he came on. Yeah, if I remember.
Pretty sure.
Okay, so he's back now. He's back now. He's been away. He's been away. Has he not?
I think I saw a Villa fan complaining because they sold, or I don't know if he's loaned or he sold. They sold Marlon, or they got rid of Marlon.
Marlon. Yeah.
Back Bailey, who was doing nonsense abroad, and they brought him back for no particular reason. Like what? I don't know. Yeah. That's interesting. And also they brought Tammy in. I don't see him playing. I don't. In fairness, I don't actively watch Villa, so I could be wrong. But I haven't really seen Tammy do
touching the box,
and they're gonna get cooked. Yeah, Tammy's not covered himself in grace, I don't think.
Robin, Manchester United, man.
It's a peak signing, man.
Robin, Man United, they go marching on, mate. They're getting closer and closer to that Champions League.
Yeah, the road to fifth continues. As always, happy days because this was actually, despite how bad Emery and his team have been, this was actually a 6-pointer for us. We actually had to beat them to actually give leverage, not only across them, but Liverpool and Chelsea as well. Because it's still, even though it's 6 points between us and Chelsea, that can change in the next 2 games. So I was very, very happy. The first half, we can forget about it because that was a very, very boring first half. Nothing happened. The only thing that was a bit credible was Dallo having an incredible miss at 6 yards out and firing it to Rosette. Then it comes to second half, much more switched on. Casemiro, who is continuing his farewell tour. And guys,
you got to sign him up. You got to sign him a new deal.
Guys, no way.
Guys, at the start, when I was sad, I'm still sad that he's leaving.
Don't do it. Don't do it, bro. Don't do it. Don't do it to yourself. Set yourself up.
I'm scratching my chin. I can't.
Think of March 2027. Just think of March 2027.
He's a top
farewell be a farewell. Sometimes let a good farewell be a farewell.
No, I hear it. But I'm scratching my chin still.
Don't scratch anything. Let him go.
Why?
This is his biggest return in his footballing career as a midfielder. He's scored 7 now. As a DM, he scored more than any time he's done at Real Madrid. And yeah, he's doing his thing.
Why does the wages matter?
I don't understand why it's a bad move to take Castle on a 1-year deal.
It impacts what you can do in the summer.
Yeah.
You know what it is? My thoughts on it is purely
because 250 grand is $250,000 a week.
It's not even about the wages, in my opinion. My whole thing is this. You know, that whole kind of, it's the opposite of like when certain players or certain things get more money and they haven't settled into it. That my whole thing is not fair because I don't really care about my night like that. But in the sense of, is this a thing where are you gonna sign him up for a year just kind of because he's giving you a nice send off and then he's absolutely what he was beforehand? You was rubbish. And then because he had a nice end to it, want to bring him back.
Yeah,
so can I ask a question? I want to ask a question to Lola and Adrian. I want to ask a question to Lola and Adrian. Casemiro, his contract runs out. He leaves the club in the summer. Manchester United, off the back of his good performances, get Champions League football. Do you trust Ratcliffe and the boys to sign a midfielder that is of the level that Manchester United need?
Second question. That's a separate question.
It's my first question.
Can I be perfectly honest?
Separate point.
They've been good in the window, though.
In my opinion, debatable. My opinion on it is
they have.
My point of like saying you don't need to kind of sign up not purple patches, but like a farewell thing because I don't trust the board. It's like one of those things where it's like, yes, the board is what the board is, but also doesn't mean because the board is shaky here and there, let's just keep someone who might also just fall off a cliff the second a new season comes and he gets a new contract. That's very possible as well. Because again, this period of time that Casemiro is giving you goals and better performances has come at a very clear time when the tide changed. Because again, has been bad. So my whole thing is, I hear the situation with the ball, but sometimes you just got to roll that. So it's like deep it. If you only or release players because you have fear of someone else of the replacement not being good, then what's the point?
And this has made a good point. Like if they can considerably, I don't know if I want to put a number on it, if they can considerably reduce the wages, then you say, okay, fine, you take him for the experience and whatever have you. But on his current whack, it's poor. It's just poor.
I'm not like fighting them in the sense of saying like if they do it, I'm not gonna like flame them for it. But I'm just saying
I will definitely.
Hey, teach their own. I just don't see personally the point in risking this kind of end of thing for that's me.
No, so the priority for Man United is two midfielders minimum in the summer.
Who are the two?
That's a well different question, but it's two minimum. Yes, two minimum.
I'm just being realistic. Of course, a club could go out and sign a top centre mid.
Go get Tyler Adams.
I just don't believe they will.
That's something we have to think in the summer. But I'm not even thinking about that.
This way then, okay. Let's angle wise. When they got like what's his face? What's his name? Bowles, Beards. What's his name?
I hear it.
Mbeumo, sorry, there you go. When you got Mbeumo, Cunha has been all right, but before you got them, like people would have been worrying before that. It's like, who are you going to get to replace Anthony's rubbish? But if the way he's performing at this on loan.
No, don't do that. Don't do that. Why are you doing that?
No.
Guys, here. Where's the ref?
But she said there's talent. There's talent around.
Let her finish.
So much talent around.
Let her finish.
I'm making a very.
Let her finish the point.
Ref have a word.
It's not difficult.
There's a VAR call. We're checking. We're checking.
Usually because it's easy. My point is, players can show how they can be decent and get goal returns, and people can pretend because I did see it, and my point isn't based off of like thin air. I did see enough Man United fans saying, "Well, he's got goals in here, whatever it is. If we get rid of him, do we trust they're going to replace him well?" And they brought in decent attackers. My point is, obviously, Casemiro's Casemiro and his name and all that stuff. It's not the same man as what he was before. He's given a nice little run now, but is it worth risking him actually going back to what he was? Because he was crap before, and it wasn't just me saying it. It wasn't just rivals saying it. It was Man United fans themselves loudly saying it to the point where he announced to retire, he's leaving Man United. Better than we're happy.
And I'm gonna be real. There's tons of midfielders, not names and price like Belieber that United can get that will crack on and do well, very well.